Welcome to another Pokemon video. I'm Gigi, and today we continue the third region of our Pokemon series where I tell you my favorite Pokemon of each type and each region. Last video we finished part 2 of the Hoenn region. Today we're going to start part 3 of our journey. Since there are 17 types in Hoenn, I'm breaking up this region and all future regions into 3 parts. Part 3 of Hoenn consists of the Ice, Normal, Poison, Psychic, Rock, Steel, and Water types. I'm also going to give you the Pokemon stats from its original generation, and the moveset I use when playing the main series game of that region. As always, no legendaries or starters are able to make the list. With all that being said, let's get to my favorite Pokemon of each type in Hoenn Part 3. We start this list with the Ice type, and might I say that I love Ice Pokemon. They always have beautiful designs. I'm gonna go with Walrein as the best Ice type in Hoenn. This Pokemon defines the term tank. It has a whopping 110 HP stat, very good defense stats with 90 for both special defense and defense. It is also a good attacker with an 80 attack and a good 95 special attack. Its only downfall is its 65 speed stat, making it almost guaranteed to attack second. However, it can definitely take the hit and deal damage after that. For its moves, Walrein gets Curse, Rest, Ice Beam, and Earthquake. With these moves, Walrein can be an anchor to anyone's Hoenn team, no doubt. The normal type was the easiest choice for this video, as we go with the beast that is Slaking. He is probably the overall strongest normal Pokemon in this region and strikes fear into his opponents. His stats are amazing with 150 HP, 160 attack, 100 defense, and a surprising 100 speed. And a 95 special defense. Its only real weakness being its 65 special defense. Although its stats are impressive, it's not without its flaws. There are times where it will just sit there and do nothing because it doesn't feel like it. As for its moveset, it gets a variety of attacks consisting of Counter, Fire Blast, Thunder, and Hyper Beam. No doubt Slaking is a beast on the battlefield. Is he worth the headache of not attacking sometimes? You let me know in the comments. The Pokemon Company made it really easy for me to decide this one. Almost by default, the best poison type in Hoenn is Swalot. Its design is very controversial, with most people either hating it or loving it. There's not really a middle ground there. As for its stats, the peak of its powers is the 100 HP, making it tough to take out. Both of its defenses are base 83, and the trend continues with both of its attacks being at base 73. Its awfully slow 55 base speed stat is where Swalot's weakness lies. It's not a statistical masterpiece, but with the right moveset, it can be useful and annoying. The moves it gets from me are Sludge Bomb, Stockpile, Swallow, and Spit Up. This Pokemon won't do much damage, but it can weaken opponents so others can come in for the finishing blow. Swalot is a great support Pokemon to have on your team. Here we go, quite possibly my favorite Pokemon from the Hoenn region and the best Psychic type, Metagross. Its design is second to none and just breathes intimidation and just awesomeness. Let's take a look at the stats. A monstrous 135 attack and a 130 defense start us off. A 95 special attack, a 90 special defense, an 80 HP, and a 70 speed round us off. As you can see, there's no real weakness for Metagross. These stats give Metagross admittance to the pseudo-legendary group, which is a real honor. Let's move on to its moveset. Meteor Mash, Psychic, Hyper Beam, and Sludge Bomb. I think this moveset gives Metagross everything it needs to take advantage of its stats. I simply refuse to go through a Hoenn game without one of them on my team. Now we move on to one of the most annoying Pokemon I dealt with when I first played Sapphire. Cradily gets the honor of the best rock type in Hoenn. I don't know what it was, but I could never take this thing out easily. As for its stats, it is pretty well rounded, having an 86 HP, 81 attack, 91 defense, 81 special attack, and 107 special defense, and its lowest stat 43 speed. As for its moves, Ancient Power, Barrier, Rock Slide, and Giga Drain are great choices. I believe these will make Cradily a useful team member for anyone wanting to use a rock type. Cradily isn't a flashy name, but can contribute when used correctly. I'm gonna go with the Steel Beast, Aggron. Seeing what cute little Aaron turned into after my first playthrough made me excited to start over and add one to my team on my second run. When it comes to stats, Aggron has a massive 180 defense stat, a great 110 attack stat, and a decent 70 HP stat. There's a drop off after that with a 60 base special attack and special defense, and a bad 50 speed stat. Aggron can be a beast of an attacker that can also take hits when necessary. As for its moves, Double Edge, Iron Tail, Metal Claw, and Iron Defense. These moves will make Aggron a tank when using Iron Defense, which will allow more hits using its physical attacks. I love Aggron and consider it one of the best Pokemon of all time. I'm going with the Pokemon I never knew how to get my hands on, Milotic. How would I know as an 8-year-old boy that Feebas would turn into this majestic beast? When it comes to stats, Milotic does really well. Its highest are its 125 special defense and 100 special attack. Next up is 95 HP, 81 speed, 79 defense, and its lowest stat at 60 base, its attack. The moveset to give it is Water Pulse, Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, and Recover. Milotic is a beast of a Pokemon and definitely one to get into your Hoenn teams. Alright guys, that concludes my list. What do you think of the Pokemon I chose? Did I leave any of your favorites off of this list? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please support it by leaving a like, sharing this video with a friend, and subscribing down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you guys can be notified when we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next Poke video.